Well, you know what they say, birds of the same feather flock together. I wouldn't try to separate them if I were you. Birds of a feather flock together. Hi friend, welcome to Let's Talk Context, American English idioms, phrasal verbs, and expressions. I'm Ethlyn. For today's lesson, we're going to talk about the expression, birds of the same feather flock together. What does that mean? Well, in my first example, I said, you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together. And then in the second example, I said, I wouldn't try to separate them because birds of the same feather flock together. Now, the idea is when you have a group of birds, right, they're of the same feather, meaning they're in the same species, or they have similarities, commonalities, things like that. So they flock, they gather together, they do things together in general. So it's talking about the idea of people who are the same, who have similar interests and beliefs and things like that. They tend to stay together with their own, so to speak. So if I really love knitting, then I'm probably going to be friends with a lot of other people who really enjoy knitting because I've found a group of people who share the same interest that I do. So that's what it means. And we don't really separate this expression. We don't separate the words. It all stays together. Birds of the same feather flock together. It's not a negative thing necessarily, but it's just to say, well, you know what? They have so much in common. So that's likely why, they're likely gonna do things together. Well, that's it for today's lesson. To learn more American English idioms, phrasal verbs, and expressions, hit the subscribe button below. And if there are any English idioms, phrasal verbs, and expressions that you'd like to learn, write them in the comments. Until next time.